CL Financial has turned to London to seek out a senior British attorney who it hopes would be able to successfully defy the government's bailout plan in court, we're told. The company will be seeking legal advice as to its chances of convincing the government to establish a line of credit for them, instead of going ahead with the bailout plan that in essence amounts to a complete takeover of the company's major businesses like CIB and Clico. TV6 News was told that this move by CL Financial was a direct result of the company's senior managers being blindsided by the government's proposed bailout at that fateful January 13th meeting. At Friday's news conference, Finance Minister Karen Nunez Teixeira said the bailout proposal was agreed to by CL's chairman Lawrence Dupré. But TV6 News is being told a different story. We're told when depositors, including the National Gas Company, began withdrawing their monies from CIB in January en masse, the bank realized it could not pay out the nearly $1 billion that was being taken out in just 1 week. Out of desperation, Mr. Dupré then contacted the government for help and even met personally with Prime Minister Patrick Manning on the issue. TV6 News understands that in all the negotiations prior to January 13th, CL's top executives were under the impression that government would agree to establishing a line of credit for the company. At that January 13th meeting, however, with the central bank and the government officials, they were reportedly shocked over the new proposal for the bailout that actually turned out to be a takeover. At that point, we're told, CL's executives felt they had no choice but to accept. But they have now sought legal advice on the matter and were told they plan to hire the best legal team to represent them in this battle with the government. The fact that the central bank governor and government officials have admitted that the company broke no law in their fiscal operations is said to be a major angle lawyers would be asked to examine. They would also be asked to look at whether there is any way they can encourage the government to establish an alternative line of credit, given the public interest that is at stake. The government has made it clear that if the company goes under, the national economy would severely suffer. This move comes amid considerable confusion and mounting public suspicion over the entire issue. In Parliament yesterday, PNM West MP Dr. Keith Rowley raised key questions about the deal, like why would the government seek to control such major shares in the private sector? There are also a lot of opposition questions as to whether a takeover move was long planned by the government, given the business personalities involved in CL Financial. Mr. Dupré is a friend of the opposition leader. If the government succeeds in getting Parliament to pass the bailout plan, we're told, CL may still go ahead with any legal action it can take. Sasha Mohammed, TV6 News.